Hey guys, how you all doing? Sorry I haven't done a video for a while, but been really busy in the run up to Christmas. I just want to do a little video for you here, something I've just bought. I thought I'd treat myself to a new little camera. I originally bought the D3-1000 for this, but it's still a little bit big to carry around, so I thought I'd go even smaller. It is the Panasonic Lumix GF1. I know this is quite an old camera now. I think it was released in like 2009. It's been superseded by the GF2 and the GF3 and now the GX series. But all the reviews that I read online and sort of all the research I did sort of pointed to this one being just what I wanted. The GF2 and the GF3 sort of more changed what they were aimed at. The GF1 was sort of aimed at sort of more competent photographers and like people who wanted to expand their creativity with all the manual modes and that. The GF2 and GF3 sort of started heading towards more just glorified compact cameras. So this one seemed like it would do the job. It turned up this morning, which is really good. I ordered it off a guy on one of the photography forums I'm on, and my first impressions of it are I really like it. I really like the size of it. It fits nicely in the hand. All the controls are pretty much where you want them to be. The screen is really good. Obviously there's no viewfinder on this, so you can buy a viewfinder that plugs into this slot here. To be honest, I probably won't bother with that. But now the screen is really good for composing your photos. It's a 3-inch screen. 460,000 dots. Obviously it's not the highest resolution, but it's good enough. The lens that I bought the camera with is the 20mm f1.7. It's a really good lens. Like I said, I've only had the camera since this morning, and the weather here is really bad. It's a really bad rainstorm, so I haven't gone out yet. I've just been doing some indoor stuff with it, the dog and the Christmas tree. And it's really good, it's really sharp, the colours are really good. Obviously the f1.7 allows really good low light stuff. And look at the size of it. I mean, it's tiny and it's perfect. You can put it in your pocket and go out and shoot with it. What I also bought separately off eBay, which I wasn't expecting to turn up so quickly, but it turned up just after the camera did, is the Panasonic 14 to 45mm with the Mega OIS stabilization. Again, I can't believe how small this is. When I was unwrapping it, I hadn't ordered anything else, so I knew it could only be the lens, but the packet was so small I just couldn't believe it. And then I opened it and it was wrapped in like a plastic bag, and I mean, look, that's a 14 to 45mm lens. There's a 2x crop factor on it for compare it to my D700, so that's like a pretty massive zoom range you have there in something that's smaller than my hand. It's tiny, really lightweight as well. So yeah, I was really impressed with that. I haven't really used it much. Yeah, I just did a few test shots in my office here. I'm not going outside because, like I said, the weather's really bad today. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Overall, the image quality on this camera, that was what I was mainly concerned about. Coming from a D700, obviously full frame sensor, really good high ISO. This thing had to live up to a lot to even compete with the D700, but actually it's done it. I was really impressed. My front room, my living room, I really struggle with my D700 to get shots in there, even with my f1.4 lenses and sort of ISO 5200. I still struggle to get a decent shutter speed in there. But this thing, at ISO 1600 with f1.7, it's taken all the shots I wanted it to do. I can only put it down to the size of the thing. It's so light. You can grip it really well. You can hold it rock steady. There's no weight really pushing down on your arm, so you're not fighting with the camera. So I can get the shots that I normally wouldn't get. You're sort of shooting down to 1/15 of a second or something like that. Normally, because my hands aren't particularly steady, I'd really struggle with the D700 with a non-stabilised lens. This 20mm is not stabilised. Equates to sort of a 40-50mm in full frame terms. So it's a really good indoor portrait lens. And I can hold the camera steady, take the shots I want. The ISO at 1600 is not too bad. It's a little bit noisy, but nothing that Lightroom won't sort out. I'll put up a few sample images as well on this video. It shoots HD video in the AVC HD Lite format, 720p. I haven't really tested that yet, but I should think it should be pretty good. You got the dedicated video button here, so if you're just shooting and you suddenly see a video that you want to take, just press that button. Doesn't matter which mode you're in, and you can do that. You got different drive modes up here. Self timer and burst rates, continuous and single. You got the pop-up flash, which is a bonus on this compared to the Olympus EP1, which was its main rival. And you got your usual MAS&P, movie mode, custom settings, so you can set up certain settings and just flip straight to them. And you got the usual scene modes and I think that's art mode, and sort of different effects in there. Controls at the back, you've got pretty much everything you need on these buttons. You don't need to start delving into menus too much. You've got your ISO, your focus modes, your function button, and your white balance, and your menu button. Display button scrolls through the different displays. You've got a depth of field preview button, which is amazing on a compact camera. Some DSLR still don't even have that, so that's really helpful when you're trying to set up certain shots. And you've got your play button and your AF and AE lock button here. There's only one dial on the camera which controls the exposure. In manual mode, to get your aperture, you actually press it, it's a press button, and then you can select your shutter speed, then you press it again, or the other way around, sorry, that's shutter speed, then you press it in and it flips to aperture. So that's really good, it's really quick actually. I find that a lot better than Canon's way of doing it with the big dial on the back, but I still prefer having the front dial from my D700 as well. So that's about it really. It takes SD cards, standard SD cards, got a tripod socket, got a few inputs and outputs, HDMI, mini USB and AV. There's no separate microphone port on this one. So yeah, I'm really impressed so far. I can't wait to actually get out and take some proper photos with it rather than just stuff indoors. I think I might actually sell the Nikon D3100 now, because I'm filming on it now, but I've got my dedicated camcorder to do that with as well, so I don't think I'm going to need it. If this proves itself in the field, then the I can't even say it, the D3100 will be gone. You can't tell it's Christmas. I might have had a few beers already today. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'll put some samples up, and hopefully in the coming weeks I'll have some more photos to show you with that. And I'll try and do a few videos with it as well. I hope you have a great Christmas. I'm not expecting much photography related stuff, but I have a few other things that I've bought recently which I'll do some videos on as well over Christmas. Now I've got a bit of spare time. So have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.